Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reels of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the RDDC, the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming at you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in from Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, Podchaser, Google Cast, TuneIn, iHeart, iTunes, Pandora, SoundCloud, Giovanni, all of them, Podcast Addict. You know, you can go down the list as long as we can. But I want to get into this conversation with everyone, and I hope you're doing well. How are you? Welcome in all who are new and those who have been on our journey. And I want to get to the nuts and bolts of it all. And I also want to get to the meat and potatoes because sometimes we can be a little stagnant with things. And I think it's the best time to go right now. So with that being said, I had a little bit of that cold, it's a vanilla latte, sugar-free, cold iced coffee from Mickey D's, you know what I'm saying? So my throat's a little bit with the weather getting cooler, but I really was craving a little bit of that. Not that I need the caffeine, because Lord knows I can get up feeling like I'm on espresso in a good way. Pero it does have a good taste to it, just knowing it's just give me a little feeling, you know, like I'm a connoisseur of coffee, not the caffeine high. Although I want to get into this conversation, and it might be like a thought, like something to kind of like leave our minds with. Overall, it is something to kind of say, you know, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now, I hope you don't hear my alarm. I do have it set to give myself time to where either I'm gonna go swap out a load of clothes. I'm just saying Mondays will get you, or just timing myself to make sure I stay on point so I can give you the best of it. But this conversation is called hashtag. All right. And for anyone that's new, if you want to find out more or things that we got going on, we will have Lex Effect coaching rolling out soon.com is already on the way, and you're going to love what's in there. But for now, and our home base has always been www.realdoubledosechannel.com, as well as reach out to us as we have famously been on Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And you can check out Spirit and Mind Elevation.com, Spirit and A-N-D Mind Elevation.com, and many, many more with our HVH Heck versus Hell coming out every Friday. Central Standard Time, at least we try to get before 7 p.m. And just to say that's our little motto, and as well as different things that we're a part of when it comes down to FDS, hashtag flip the switch on things that we're going. So I just want to do that for all the newcomers, okay? You guys could have fast forward a little bit just in case you're like, oh, we heard this already, Lex. Get us the, okay, but we have to also draw in and let our new families who are coming in daily or weekly or whatever it might be at this point, you know, just know where they can get some more flavor doses. And we have those links posted on the Real Double Dose channel.blogspot.com, as well as the .com, you know, I just gave you initially. And SoundCloud has those links as well. And we're going to be updating more and more. Don't you worry. So this is called hashtag, are we deeper than a duck? Yes, let's pause. Okay, pause. Are we deeper than a duck? And I was gonna say, are you deeper than a duck? Hashtag, are you deeper than a duck? But I'll probably say you, so it could catch you a little bit more clickbait, play bait. But it's there. So the question remains, and I was listening to the prophetic notions of what we go through in our whole understandings or conversations that I have abroad. And it comes down to a point to where, why is it that the ducks, well, geese, even flamingos, whatever it might be, I'm not even sure how many, you know, don't know all the way, sharks, whales, different ones, or I know for sure whales will migrate. No, I love National Geographic and learning about animals and different stuff as I grew up. But, you know, my mind's not always going to stay on those things. Pero, why do they know? And how do they know? How do they know instinctually, how to navigate to those types of climates? How does the sea turtle have babies on the shore? know how to dig and get that together and have what, up to 100 eggs or more, something like that, and bury it and just take off. And it's different. We'll have to get on that cusp about leaving your babies and just they know that those kids have to go through this journey to make it. And even though each batch, it's almost like their programming understands I'm here to have 100 babies a couple of times. I mean, sea turtles live for a very long time. I heard what, 50 plus years, maybe 100 years, they say. Um, I'm assuming that they have that, at least, from seeing it. Someone's been around for 100 years, so maybe model one. But I want to get to that because I'm thinking they have the programming of I'm coming together with this, so just catch on with me. But they even have the sea turtles have the programming of knowing, hey, I'm gonna drop these batches of babies off, and they have to instinctually know where they gotta go. I don't see, I haven't seen the sea turtle mother come back to all those hundreds of babies once they hatch, however long later, and say, hey, one by one, come on, maybe in cartoons, but they don't say, come on, everybody, let me get you to your destination. No, it's just like, hey, this is where you are, and I'm sure that you know what's gonna happen. My job is to drop the babies off and boom. Now I'm talking about the animals right now. I'm not saying, and this is a disclaimer to anyone who's not using their common sense or their spiritual connection to understand. I'm not saying go get pregnant, have a baby, and drop it off. Something absolutely not. That's completely against my whole core foundation of what I am. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't even think that way. Okay. Got that together. Had to take a little deep breath right there. Just put it out there. So when it comes down to that, now let's bounce over here. Now, why do they know? How do they know? How do the animals know? Oh, it's this time of season. Let me go. Like over here in beautiful Minnesota, we'll see the loons. I don't know if it's Minnesota loons, but we'll see the geese fly and they know where to go. Sometimes they'll sit on the lake and with the warmth of the lake on there, and they know. Like they're born with that. But the instinct, where does that instinct come from? Now, I would like to take a pause to get to what Google's going to say, but maybe we should. I mean, I don't know if we can go from this, but let's do a little raw form because we are serving up a slice of everyday life. What is the meaning of instinct?
Here's the definition of instinct: an innate, typically fixed pattern of behavior in animals in response to certain stimuli.
Okay, so it has an innate, typically fixed pattern of behavior. An innate, Innate, innately connected to, right? Just come on with me. I'm just saying. Okay, and it says, for example, birds have an instinct to build nests, right? They have the instinct, filled with a quality, especially desirable one. Okay, imbued, they say, a natural, intuitive way of acting or thinking. Different stuff like that. Just forget the lawnmower if you hear it. That is our neighbors from afar doing their landscaping on their properties. Although, people got to keep their buildings looking good. Let's not hate on that. But it's an innate gift. Well, where does that come from? That connection comes from where it lies within the creator of all things. The creator of all things, God, right? People don't want to reference the name because they think it's cliche. Christ, right? The one that came to that no one can negate. They always have 1700 BC or 1500 AD. What does that say? Before Christ and after Christ. You can argue with it all you want. The truth is the truth. Okay. No matter how you try to slap it together, God's word and obviously the laws of everything will prevail. There's no fighting it. Okay. And if it's not for you, I'm sorry for you. But I will say, how is it? Are we deeper and are you deeper than a duck? Are you deeper than a goose? The geese are connections there from beyond the whales. Obviously, we were meant for so much more. A whale cannot capture us unless we go into the sea and provoke it somehow. And even so, it can only harm us by its mouth or tail or by somehow. It can't get us and put us in a cage and throw us back in the dungeon and feed us some slop every couple of days. At least I haven't seen it. So pausing on that note, what does it mean for us? Do we really know where we lie within it? How come we can't plug into that? And a lot of us, I'm saying that I know I can, so I don't want to put that all the way, but I know that the gateway has been open, the understanding. But have you ever thought of that? So are you, well, I could say, are you smarter than a fifth grader? But at the same time, a fifth grader has a lot more connection with who they've originally were being upon this planet. And until we start dousing them with the no's and don'ts and think this way, and here's a tablet in your face, they have that too. But this is why I said, are we deeper than a duck? Are you deeper than a duck? And I had to say quack, quack, because it doesn't make any sense. It is whack and it's quack. When you think about why is it easier for us to believe in connecting to a power source that comes down from a device, going to hear our doctors or going to hear the latest fad and trend on weight loss or the new drug that does such and such or anti-aging or how to sculpt your, but all this stuff we can tune into thoughtlessly. And I think that's what the problem is. We're so thoughtless in the thought thinking. We want something easy. They say attention spans now have decreased to literally 2 seconds of someone's attention span. A goldfish has more attention span weight than we do. Let that sink in for a second. A goldfish has more patience to stare at something. And we don't know if its objective is going to stare there or not. But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, why is it that the animals know? And people say, well, it's nature. Absolutely, it's nature. And it's within our nature, the innate nature that gets us to where we need to go about and go connect into that. And not even go, just flow from what's there already. See, they know they're so tapped in from what they are as a creature. I mean, obviously, oh, they're programmed. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're programmed to be humans. Think about that. You have a program to be in the flesh, regardless if you're not, it's still being played. We still have our soul. We have the, what is it? They say the mind, body, and the soul, and body, soul, which is the mind, and the spirit, which is the breath of God. So ultimately, why is it that we can breathe and have these functionalities happen, our hearts beating, our minds going? We don't know how the heart does what it does or the lungs function, but we know that it does. The blood flows, all of these things, the regeneration, the healing, and it's automatically. So why do we understand that when we wake up every day, say, oh, let's go read the magazine. Oh, let's go do this. But we never try to slow down and give the connection of what is. Are you deeper than a duck? Are you deeper to know that I'm going to stop doing what I do for a moment and give my time to really focus on the creator? Hey, I'm just starting from a brand new point. God, creator of all things, you who made me, you who is within me, you who is around me, please give me guidance every single day I move forward. Please open up the chapters of my mind to where I can have a relationship with you. I can get to the foundation, not give me this, I need to know this, a real relationship. See, if you don't want someone to take you like that in this kind of quote everyday life, then why would you treat this infinite, amazing being in that magnitude? And you're also treating yourself in that way indicatively. You are. You're downplaying all that is. And it surprises me how people don't even wonder how the grass grows or a seed in the ground, how the sky stays above our heads and the beautiful night. And we're going to get into some True Secret Mastermind Alliance conversation about the darkness. Oh, man. Oh, it's so epic. I can't wait. Tune in for that with Heck and I. We go explore some things. It's deep. We have some deep conversations off of here, even when I'm driving or he's doing something. And it's like, man, it's really refreshing. I just want to say, when it comes down to those things happening, we have to remember we are deeper than a duck. We're deeper than the geese. We're deeper than the whales. We're deeper than all these beautiful creatures, these mysterious, gorgeous, profound animals. And I think to myself, how much of an amazing creator. See, people want to focus on only the violence and the bad stuff that us as, quote, the flesh decide to do. When good things happen, we can barely even go to remember to say, thank you, God, thank you so much. And it's just, boom, let's do our own will, let's do our own thing, free will, boom, hashtag live. You only live once, YOLO. Yes, you live once in each chapter that you're given. So when things go bad, it's blame, blame, blame. You know, when good times go, it's silence. Oh, I got this, we got this. There's no praise, no thankfulness, no true gratefulness. And when things go bad, we're so quick to be so mad at the creator of all things. But we can only acknowledge, it seems that the only acknowledgement we're willing to give the creator is when we're feeling bad about something, or we think a tragedy happens, or when we think, hey, this shouldn't have happened to us. What's going on? But at the same time, why do we expect good things when we don't even acknowledge or tap into all that is great and goodness? That doesn't even make any sense. It's like a expecting spoiled child that doesn't even want to know you exist until they want to push your button at the free ATM or the candy machine. We hear so much about that. Let's try some reprimanding within ourselves, but not downing but literally catching ourselves and say, I am. If the duck knows how to flow, I know how to flow too. And if I know how to call upon those things and ask for a relationship, if you keep knocking, eventually someone is going to open the door. Just want to breathe 1 second. Whew. Let's get that gear. Like I said, the woosah back then, right? If you keep knocking, eventually someone is going to open it or something. So be careful in your gateways. I'm not asking for you to go get some crazy, card readings and do some other stuff off the wall. No, if that's what your thing is, that's you. But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, God fix it for you. But at the end of the day, it's just the point where I'm like, we're deeper than that. They have their senses of what they are innately connecting into those instincts. I should call this hashtag what's your instinct? But ultimately, I think it fits it. Are we deeper than a duck? Oh no, I can't float on water. Yes, you can. You could actually flow on spiritual water if you really wanted to. So I'm gonna leave this with you right now and maybe even have a part two about it. But I want us to look at those things and say, why is it that everything else seems to know how to connect? But when it comes down to us, we almost have a chapter in our minds where it tells us, hey, you can't. You can't do that. Why? Why can't you do that? Because it gets to a point of where we say, I just don't know how to. I got this going on. I got to go to work. I got to pick up my kids. Da, 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 da. It's like, okay, but why don't you spend time with the very source that gives you time to spend? Let me repeat that for those in the back. Why don't you spend time with the very source that even gives you time to spend? Let that soak in a lot more. So I had to clap my hands a little bit on that. I feel and we know it comes down to everything going on in our apparatus and our stratosphere. Like when you look at the cosmos at night, why is it that you can see more so of the universal properties of heaven's lining than you can in the day? Sometimes the light that you think you see is the darkness, and sometimes the darkness you see is the light. So I'll leave that here and know that you are deeper than a duck. But are you deeper than a duck? Are you deeper than those beautiful animals and creatures? And of course, and humans, we have the innate power to connect into the power of all things because it is a part of us. It's a power source and our power pack of the nucleus and the nuclear factories inside of us that keeps us going. So let's not go around blind and ignorant. Let's not move as though we don't know how to flow in water. Even when they say when you throw a baby or they do the swimming lessons, they put a baby in water, they know what they're doing, the buoyancy. The baby inside the womb. The baby knows how to take that first breath when it's initialized. There's so many automatic triggers we have in our mind. We almost seem to just blank out of it and we want to be some kind of robotic form. That's not to talk about quote AI, because I'm into different the faculties of AI and we run it, a good agency to where you can utilize these things and also help get the message and kind of cut yourself up in different areas where you don't have to be so overtired. Because I know that. Although it is something that I want all of us to deeper and dive into. Are we deeper than a duck? Yes, you are. Yes, we are. We need to understand those come naturally. It comes natural to breathe. When your body gets underwater, it knows, hey, I need air eventually, right? When your stomach gets empty, it tells you, hey, you're going to have to feed me. You get weak in the knees. You have hypoglycemia, diabetes, whatever it might be. Or when something's off with your body, it'll tell you. So you know how to go into the hospital and say, hey, doc, I'm not feeling too well. Or, hey, my nose is stuffy. You know how to tap into that. But why do we flood our mind with so many other things to distract us to really tap into the unmatronized, unbiased way into the deep core connection of where we will ultimately end off and begin the extension of heavenly gateways, those who do make it to the realms, okay, of that? Why don't we try to connect there better? If you know that you're going to move, and I'm going to end it off with this right now, but if you know you're going to move to a new house, if you know you got to go to another state, whatever it is, like me and my preparation, hopefully traveling down to the big T, I'm just saying. Uh, finally, huh? Even West Coast, we hear you. We'll come out there too. You know what I'm saying? East Coast, we're on our way. God willing. Midwest, we got you. Yeah, South Pole. But I just want to say, if you know that you're going to move, like our neighbors, right? Some of our neighbors are going to be transitioned to another house. They know they have to pack the things. They know they have to clean up. They know they have to, and they've been getting different things into their home. We know these things, right? Or we go into a new apartment, or you're moving into a new room, or even if you want to clean out the garage to put new stuff in, you know the process of what you have to do. So the training is to get yourself there, to get yourself to an understanding zone of quietness, peace, leveling out, even if it's for a few minutes, and being able to ask those things, creator within me, creator that all that is. I know I don't know exactly the path all the way, but I know you will lead me to the path. And don't ignore the signs, everyone. Don't ignore the clear signs. And even if you want to, not try to test God in those bad mannerisms and say, I want to test you. Or God, if you're really God, but no, but God has shown me so many signs when you come in humility and speak to yourself with the love that you should be giving yourself, because the self is God itself and beyond. Obviously, we can't hit that PowerPoint, but you know what I mean. God, come into my life and please allow me to see the signs. Allow me to see the depth of the rose and the beautiful, clarity of the water. Allow me to be able to open my mind, and also allow myself to do so, because the permissions of free will come within that and no confines within it. The limitlessness doesn't mean, as the sick and sinister Aleister Crowley was saying, I don't even want to get into even acknowledgement, but at the same time, do as thou wilt is on that level where you just want to do wrong and crazy orgies and ignorance, thinking it'll bring you closer. The opposite of what it'll bring you to the virgination of God and beyond. You are worthy of it. Admit it to yourself and embrace every moment of it and understand where you are in that cusp. So maybe we're probably gonna have a part two, because I want Hex elaboration on this. So are you deeper than a duck? Are we deeper than a duck? We're gonna have that part two on TSMA, that's Truth Seekers Mastermind Alliance. You should be able to see the title. I did speak about it with him for a little bit, but I had to save my energy for here. But yeah, we're gonna get on this, get deeper into the topic, and smooth it out a little more. So if you want more of that conversation, go over to one of our episodes of Truth Seeker Mastermind Alliance. It should be there with the duck symbol of the image and everything else on the SoundCloud, at least, or the title itself, part two. I love you. You're amazing. It's too much construction going on right now, but we will talk to you very, very soon. Blessings, peace. Remember to be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of the spirit. I hear trucks everywhere right now, and we'll be back with you very, very soon.